Hello, sisters at 60 and me. It's Suzanne, the Beauty Shaman. So today we are going to talk about dry skin. So it is, as I film this, it is fall, winter. Things are much drier and colder, and our skin typically really reacts by becoming a lot more dry. And some of us struggle with dry skin all the time. It doesn't matter what season it is. We're constantly layering moisturizers, trying new moisturizers. It's like this perpetual dry sort of, vacuum in our body that just sucks all the liquid out, right? That's how it feels. So what we're going to talk about is some strategies today, internal strategies that you can do to have more hydrated skin, better skin, and then also some external strategies. Internal is 80%, external is 20%. So it's very important to deal with your general health with internally as much as humanly possible. And then you'll spend less externally on moisturizers and things like that because your skin will be in better health. That's the basic idea. All right, before we get started, please hit the subscribe button so that here at 60andMe, we can continue to make great content for you. Okay, let's get going. One of the common misconceptions that people make is they mix up dry skin and hard skin. So when our skin becomes harder on top, we think, oh, it's just dry. But actually, those are two separate things. And what we're going to deal with here is more the hard skin. And as you deal with the hard skin, the dry skin will actually clear itself up. So what we end up doing is we go to the store, we buy cheap or expensive moisturizers, we put it on. And what it is mainly when we're dealing with moisturizers is it doesn't actually go beneath the top layer of the skin. It basically takes that hard skin and it makes it feel less hard, which is very brief, right? You put it on in the morning, you put it on at night, you wake up the next morning, it's hard all over again because it doesn't actually seep down into the skin. So the struggle is, the question is, how do you get hydration from the bottom up? Okay, because what happens is when your skin starts out down beneath the stratum corneum, it actually is very hydrated. It starts out great. But as it makes its way up to the top layer of your skin, and these are all very thin layers, kind of like lasagna or baklava. I always like to think of baklava. I love baklava. I can't eat it because it's like the sugar kills me. But the idea is that you've got all these layers to your skin, and as your skin sort of rejuvenates itself and makes its way to the very top layer, it becomes more and more dry and dehydrated if your general health isn't great. So when you're putting that moisturizer on your skin, really all you're putting on it is some wax, emulsifiers, glycerin, that sort of thing. Or you can just take mayonnaise out of the fridge, put it on your skin. It'll do the same thing. Or coconut oil. But what will happen is, again, you just put it on, an hour later, it's going to be dry again because they don't get down beneath your skin. That's why many people will say, hey, I'm using all these great moisturizers, or I'm using coconut oil, or I'm using oils, or I don't know. I've heard this 100 times from people when they walk into the makeup room, because I'm a makeup artist and I'm an esthetician. And I say, well, it's because you're not hitting the issue. So we're going to hit the issue, okay? We're going to hit in a very brief way because these are very deep subjects. They're subjects that really involve you as an individual figuring out what your body needs in order to have great health, which in turn is very hydrated skin. You cannot separate the two. Skin is the largest organ in your body. You cannot say, I have great skin, but I have terrible health. It doesn't work that way. As an esthetician, I can look at you and say, wow, I think you have gallbladder issues or liver issues. You can see that on the skin, or if someone's on a lot of medication. Now, I'm definitely getting ahead of myself here, but what I want to explain is you have to start with the internal. Companies that just focus on the external, you're kind of missing out. So we're going to talk about internally what vitamin, nutritional supplements you should take, as well as maybe dietary changes that you can make in order to really affect your skin. All right, so if you go here in America to the RDA, the recommended daily allowance, okay? The recommended daily allowance for example, vitamin C is basically 100 milligrams a day. So this is enough to keep you alive. It is not enough for you to be healthy. So another word for the RDA is the ridiculous deficiency allowance. Okay, that's what one of my friends calls it. In any case, you have to really put that all aside. Really, every day with vitamin C, and we're just going to take vitamin C as an example here, you need about 5,000, anywhere between 1,000 and 5,000 milligrams in order to be healthy. So I take 1,500 milligrams of vitamin C 4 times a day. Well, basically I take 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. So I'm taking an enormous amount of vitamin C. What my body doesn't use, it just gets rid of. But taking vitamin C will dramatically affect your skin and your general health. Your body does not make vitamin C. It does not manufacture it. You actually have to take it in a supplemental form in order to have enough in your body. And if you say, well, I eat oranges, it's going to take you a lot of oranges to get that much, to get 5,000 milligrams of vitamin C. It's like, that's so scary. I think you'd like turn into an orange or something, or maybe your skin would turn orange. Like, that's kind of crazy. All right, so the word vitamin and supplement is basically a catch-all for all types of things. So we're going to break it down a bit. Now, obviously, this is not an exhaustive list. This is something that you as an individual have to figure out how much you need of each one of these things. I absolutely am not in a position to recommend how much you specifically need on each one of these, but I will state what your body needs. Now, one of the reasons why we need to take supplements, and by the way, I think taking supplements is irritating, right? It's so irritating. Every day I get up, I got to take my handful of supplements. Many of you, if you saw how many I take, would probably be like, oh my God, she's crazy. And maybe I'm a little crazy. I take a lot of supplements, but I'm really healthy. So I think there's something to be said for it, but you have to know which ones to take. So that's always the challenge here. All right, so we're going to start with water-soluble vitamins, things like B and C. Those are all water-soluble. There's also 4 fat-soluble vitamins. That's D, E, A, and K. Then there's a subcategory of B vitamins 1, 2, and 5. You also need minerals. Minerals are incredibly important. Potassium, sodium, magnesium, iodine. We also need between 10 and 11 amino acids and 2 essential fatty acids. Now, the reason they call it essential is because if you don't get it, you will die. So very important to take your omega-3s and 6s. I actually take one that's called omega-369. Okay, so those are supplements. So moving into other things you can do internally to really help build your skin up are things like drinking bone broth. I'm a huge proponent of drinking bone broth. I really love this brand. This is called Beauty and the Broth. These are concentrates. It is so awesome. I love this. It's absolutely delicious. I've tried to make my own. It was so nasty. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I tried to make this. Ugh. One of the great things that bone broth brings is collagen, and collagen helps to build connective tissues, which really helps to hydrate your skin. Also, hyaluronic acid is a great collagen builder. Eating beans, root vegetables, some soy if you like soy. Vitamin C, like we talked about earlier. Aloe vera can also help to build collagen, ginseng, and taking antioxidants, things like blueberries, green tea, yerba mate, licorice extract, mulberry extract, pomegranates, cinnamon, basil, oregano. There's a lot of things that really do help to build collagen. So does retinol, which is vitamin A, very important to build collagen. All right, so one of the quickest and best ways to help your skin to be more hydrated is to drink pure spring water. Not tap water. I'm sorry. I know some of you are like, oh, really? I gotta go buy water. Makes an enormous difference to drink spring water, like dramatic. I drink 64 ounces a day. I'm a little bit crazy that way. I love water, but I constantly run back and forth to the bathroom. So also the number one stressor that causes stress on your skin, and this is totally going to shock you, is sugar. Staying away from sugar. Now, some of you just rolled the eyes in the back of the head and took a bite of a cookie. Now, I'm with you, right? I do like a cookie periodically, and now and again, I do allow myself to have some sugar. Okay, I am not a crazy person. Well, I'm slightly crazy. But the more you can cut sugar out of your diet, the more you will notice your skin looks better. Sugar causes stress on the skin. Sorry. Obviously, getting on a really good skincare regime is going to make a difference. The most important ingredient that you could have in your skincare is vitamin C. Be sure you get a really good serum, that to me is the number one thing. And then a good moisturizer, of course. Hyaluronic acid topically can also help, but really you need to have that internally as opposed to topically to really benefit building collagen. But topically it makes a big difference too. Anything that's going to help your skin to rejuvenate, in other words, to slough off the top layer of your skin, which is alpha hydroxy acids, as well as doing some external treatments can help, things like peels, microneedling, microdermabrasion, anything that's going to help that top layer to basically damage it a little bit so that it goes, oh, let's create more. And it makes it start to process that lower layer, what I talked about, first of all, from the stratum corneum, go all the way up and slough off, and it makes it create more. It's like an early warning system. Okay, like, oh wait, we have to create more, and then it makes your skin rejuvenate, and it can make your complexion be a lot brighter. So those sorts of things externally can make a really big difference on dry skin. All right, I know I've given you a fire hose of information. I hope this all makes sense for you. Please write down below any strategies that you've tried that you feel like really make a difference with your dry skin. Going back to what I said at the beginning, dry skin is 80% internal. Keep that in mind, and only 20% external. So really spend your money on supplements, especially vitamin C, bone broth, collagen, anything that's going to help internally will automatically make a huge difference on your skin, as well as coupling that with external. It really is sort of using all these things together at the same time, moving forward. It does take time, it does take energy, but the end result is that your skin will really brighten and you'll see a big difference. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for watching 60 and Me, and have an awesome day.